So the Big 12, obviously, it's going to be a hyper competitive Big 12 basketball tournament coming up.
Yes.
So John has a question. He said, it's a quick question. First off, big fan of the show. Loves what we do.
Yes.
Really excited. Oh, it's Jared. Sorry, misread. Jared. Sorry, Jared. Said,
Oh, all right. No, we're both fucked up with the names, but
sorry.
go ahead,
Justin
sir.
Jared. I was reading two different emails. Okay, he
Yeah,
said right now,
very
Texas is
possible.
plus 150 and Baylor is plus 600 to win the Big 12 at DraftKings. This was 2 days ago.
Okay.
Texas is tied with KU atop the standings. Baylor is a game back. There are 4 games left, concluding with KU at Texas. Texas has to go to Baylor tomorrow. Looking at all 3 teams' remaining schedules, any team could win it, and it likely comes down to the last game. So, with that thought, I'm thinking of taking Texas and or Baylor to win the Big 12 now, hoping KU goes to plus money at some point, and then grabbing them. Then possibly playing off of that with what you have for the last game of the season. Here's the question.
I like to see where you're working like this. I like it.
Do you see any feasible opportunities or a scenario by playing off of these odds in this way and trying to take plus on all 3 teams to win the Big 12?
Well, no, that's a great starting position to go into that with. Now,
Okay.
Kansas is most likely on a neutral going to be favored, right, against either one of those teams,
Especially in Kansas City.
right? Yes.
In the Big 12 tournament.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a home game.
So you might have to put a little more on the Kansas ticket if you think they're going to lose a game. Now, the catch here is if Kansas doesn't lose a game, that you're not going to see a plus price on Kansas between now and then.
Right.
So
to give you up-to-date odds on regular season, you have Baylor plus 5,000, Texas plus 175, and Kansas minus 270. Conference.
That's regular season, though.
Regular, yeah. The conference tournament, FanDuel actually doesn't have the conference tournaments up at the moment. I got to look at the DraftKings in a second if they've got those up. But he's hoping that we see, like, if Baylor wins on Saturday, right? And you have a Texas goes to Baylor this weekend. So if Baylor wins, beats Texas, their odds could jump up. And then we have a Kansas at Texas coming up later, or Texas beats Baylor, and it really could come down to the last game of the year between Kansas and Texas for the regular season championship.
Where's the game tomorrow? Is it at Baylor?
It's the game tomorrow is at Baylor. Yes.
Kansas small favorite, right?
No, Baylor is. We'll get to it later in the show. Baylor is
Texas at Baylor. Okay.
Yep.
Where's Kansas tomorrow?
I think they have a layup. Hold on.
Kansas is home against West Virginia, gigantic favorite. Okay.
Yeah, they have a layup.
So who does he like in that game with Baylor and Texas? He likes Baylor tomorrow.
So he's thinking of taking Texas and or Baylor to win the Big 12 now.
Well, don't do that yet.
Until after.
Well, bet the team before the game tomorrow that you think is going to win that game.
Okay.
So you take Baylor, and if you're not sure, take them both because you're getting them both plus. But you're going to get a worse price on the team that wins that game. The team that wins that game, their odds drop. The team that loses that game, their odds go up.
Okay.
So speculative buying, if you think Baylor's going to win, buy the Baylor ticket. Don't buy the Texas ticket. If you think Texas is going to win, buy the Texas ticket and wait on the Baylor ticket. You get a better price on Sunday. And then go from there with Kansas. Kansas, you're going to have to invest more because the prices, they're going to beat West Virginia.
Yep.
You need Kansas. What's Kansas's remaining games?
They have left. KU is playing for their schedule. West Virginia tomorrow at home. Texas Tech on Tuesday at home. Okay. At Texas.
At Texas. That's it. 3 games.
Correct. 3 games left.
Well, they're not losing those 2 home games.
Most likely not. They're 11. Texas is 11-4. Baylor 9-6. Kansas State, after their win last night, is 9-6. So you got 2 teams, 2-game lead. Baylor really is out of this To be quite
Yeah.
honest. It really comes
I was
down to
gonna say,
Kansas
don't
and
buy the
Texas.
Baylor ticket. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's really coming down to Kansas and Texas to win the Big 12, but it does. I mean, this game tomorrow is monster because if Texas
Yeah.
loses, they're probably out.
Of the running for the Big 12 championship.
Most likely. I mean, they'll be one game behind, so they'll still have a chance to play KU and get it to a tiebreaker. I don't know what the
Yeah.
tiebreakers are, to be quite honest,
Yeah.
in the Big 12 as to who would win. It would be head to head, and then I think they've only played once, right? They don't do the round robin anymore in the Big 12. So, yeah, they would play once. That stinks. I used to love that in the Missouri Valley when they had a true round robin. Everybody played home and road. It makes for such a pure conference championship when they do that. Big East had that when they started, and then they added UConn, and it messed everything up because it's UConn, and they always mess everything up.
Yeah.
So that screwed around with that scheduling, which is kind of unfortunate. But I prefer to have 10 teams, 9 games, 18 conference
Right.
games. True
Right.
round robin
Yeah.
is perfect.
Right.
But
Home
we
and
don't
away.
always
Yeah.
get that, unfortunately,
No.
on that. I think it's gonna be hard for Texas, but they could do it. I mean, it's not impossible, but they got to win tomorrow.
No. Again, buy the team you think's gonna win tomorrow. Buy that one. Hold off on the other one.
Yeah, I'd buy Texas tomorrow. I would take plus money on Texas. You got plus 175 on Texas. I would take that, and then you can hedge off of that. In fact, I'm going to do that myself. You buy Texas plus 175, and then you can hedge off of it when they play, when it's KU versus Texas.
B2 Bar Down said KU beat Texas at KU.
Oh, they did play each other. Okay,
Yeah.
they are playing home and home. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So where's that?
Yeah.
I don't see that on this.
Jim Montgomery, welcome, sir. He had a meeting ran long. We got people joining the show right now. Between 11 and 11:30, we get an influx of people. Thank you guys again for being here. Roll Call Friday, DGen 14W, Jim Montgomery, Nate S, Curtis T, Addison, we already said. Kevin Whitlock,
Oh, there it
we already
is.
said.
Okay.
You find it?
88. Yeah,
Right.
88-80. There it was. It was on. Okay. That was a big win for Kansas, man. Wow.
Yeah.
On February 6th. On the at Kansas. Now it's at Texas. So
Right.
they'll have that game at home, the chance to win. And then as long as they beat Baylor tomorrow, if Texas beats Baylor tomorrow, although they got at TCU in between. Wow, they end the year at Baylor, at TCU, home for Kansas. 3 top 25 quad 1 games for
How many of those
Texas.
they win?
They got to
One or
win all
two?
3. Well, they got to win all
Texas
3.
has to win all 3 to win the championship, to win the regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not winning all 3.
Yeah, they got to win
Absolutely
all 3.
not winning all 3 of those. That might be a bet against parlay. Roll over, roll over, roll over.
What do you mean bet against?
Bet Baylor tomorrow.
Okay.
If it wins, take the winnings and roll it over to the game at TCU. Bet TCU. And then we'll take that if it wins and roll it over and bet Kansas. 3 game against Texas parlay. That's a tough stretch.
It is a tough stretch.
And I like Texas. But
that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
WagerWire empowers you to take control of your action and view your bets as a portfolio of assets that can be bought and sold at any time. Bettors will soon be able to trade their bets through WagerWire's mobile app and within their partner sportsbook apps via an integrated technology solution. You can jump in and out of futures all season, cash in on parlays before they bust, and trade game lines up to the buzzer. Seamlessly sync your favorite sports books to track real-time value of your bets, stack rewards, and play with celebrities and your friends. Interested viewers of BVB should join one of the fastest growing communities in sports betting at WagerWire on Twitter. One word. Visit WagerWire.com and enter your email for updates and early access to the app when it launches coming up soon.